Boys and girls, today I need you to turn in your book to page 71. We're going to be looking at these 6 practice problems. I'm going to be working them out for you. I'm going to show you some different ways that we can do the same problem. Please have pencil, paper, and calculator handy. You may use calculators for these. Also, you may pause the video right before I show you the answer if you want to work it out and check your own answers. So, we're looking at problem number 1 on page 71. Mr. Anderson is ordering pizzas for a class pizza party. Pizza Place has a special where he can buy 3 large pizzas for $18.75. At Mario's Pizzeria, he can buy 4 large pizzas for $22. If he needs to buy 12 pizzas, how much will he save if he buys the pizzas from Mario's Pizzeria instead of Pizza Place? Well, when I work this problem, the first way I'm going to show you is I know we have Pizza Place and then we have Mario's Pizzeria. So I'm going to use a bar diagram. And I know at Pizza Place, he can buy 3 large pizzas for $18.75. So 3 pizzas. Now, the bar represents the $18.75. I have 3 sections that shows the 3 pizzas. At Mario's, he can buy 4 large pizzas for $22. So notice I've made this bar a little longer because it represents the $22. So he could buy 4 pizzas. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what I'm actually doing is I'm saying $18.75 divided by 3. And that equals $6.25 per pizza, or for each pizza. At Mario's, we have $22 divided into 4, and 22 divided by 4 equals $5.50 per pizza. Now, that tells me the unit price. It tells me how much one pizza is at each store. But that's only part of the question. If he wants to buy 12 pizzas, how much will he save if he buys them from Mario's because they're cheaper instead of Pizza Place? So I would say $6.25. That's the cost at Pizza Place. Subtract $5.50, and that equals 75 cents. So he would save 75 cents per pizza, or each pizza. So then, to figure up how much that would be in total savings, if he's buying 12 pizzas, that would be a total of $9. So he could save $9 by buying them at Mario's instead of Pizza Place. Now, it's not always practical to draw a bar diagram, so I can use fractions. I can remember we can write ratios 3 ways with the word 2 with a colon or as a fraction. So I could set up this first scenario as $18.75 divided by 3. And that gives me 625. This is why this works. A helpful tip to remember, always when you're finding the cost per pizza, think of this divide line as meaning per. So it's $18.75 per 3 pizzas. So per 1 pizza, I would divide, and that's $6.25. For the Mario pizza example, without the bar diagram example, I could write that as $22 divided by 4. I want to know how much it is per pizza, and 22 divided by 4 is 550. And then I find my difference like I did here. My difference, remember that subtract, 75 cents cheaper at Mario's Pizza times those 12 pizzas. So you could save $9. And remember, we're solving real world problems using unit rates, and money, buying things, is one way that we use this in real life. So your answer to practice problem number 1 is $9. Now, let's take a look at problem number 2. Problem number 2. Skylar and Rodrigo each reported how far they traveled while skateboarding. Skylar traveled 65 feet in 5 seconds, and Rodrigo traveled 108 feet in 8 seconds. How much farther did Rodrigo travel per second than Skylar? Well, because it says per second, that means 1 second. So that is a unit rate. So I could also use a bar diagram. And I know this bar diagram is going to represent Skylar. This bar diagram is going to represent Rodrigo. And I look back at the problem, and it tells me Skylar traveled 65 feet in 5 seconds. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's the seconds. Rodrigo traveled 108 feet in 8 seconds. So I need to make this one a little longer because it's 108 seconds. And he traveled 8 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so now I know how to set this problem up. 65 divided by 5 and 108 divided by 8. So 65 divided by 5 equals 13. So Skylar traveled 13 feet per second. Rodrigo traveled 108 divided by 8, and that equals 13.5 feet per second. So notice the difference. The question says, how much farther did Rodrigo travel per second than Skylar? Well, we have 13. This is 13.5 or 13 and a half. So Rodrigo traveled 0.5 or half a foot further per second. Now, we could also say half a foot, that's also equal to 6 inches. Okay, now let's look at problem number 3. Problem number 3 says, Melissa is buying party favors to make gift bags. Supplies Ltd. sells a 5-pack of favors for $11.25, and Parties and More sells a 3-pack of favors for $8.25. At these rates, how much will she save if she buys 15 favors from Supplies Ltd. than Parties and More? So we have 2 steps. The first step is I have to figure out my unit rate. How much is 1 at Supplies Ltd.? How much is 1 at Parties and More? And then I have to find the difference and figure out how much she would save if she bought 15. So this time I'm going to set it up using a fraction. I know at Supplies Ltd. it's $11.25 for 5. I know at Parties and More, let's move this down. At Parties and More, it's $8.25 for 3. So I could write that $8.25 for 3. Now, remember, you're allowed to use a calculator on these problems. $11.25 divided by 5, that's $2.25 for each one. You could think of it that way because that's a unit rate. And then $8.25 divided by 3, well, that's $2.75 for each one. Now, we want to know if she buys 15, we know they're cheaper at Parties and More. Parties and More, at Supplies Limited. Supplies Limited or Supplies Ltd, they're $2.25 each. Parties and More, they're $2.75 each. So let's figure out how much cheaper are they. I would say $2.75 minus $2.25, and that's a difference of 50 cents. Remember, when you add or subtract numbers with decimals, you line up the decimal point. So we know that she wants to buy 15 favors. So I would say that 50 cents times 15, and I know that is $7.50. So she would save $7.50. Now, this might be a good time for you to stop the video if you haven't worked these problems out with me. Pause the video, go back, work them out, and see if you get the same answers. The answer for number 1 should be $9. The answer for number 2 should be half a foot further. And the answer for number 3 is she would save $7.50. I'm going to stop this video and give you a chance to review these problems. Then I will make another video with problems number 4, 5, and 6.